Guillaume, seems like to be a classic case of a clash between a city slicker not really chiming with country life.
Yeah, it started with a dispute between neighbours, and it has turned into a symbol of the difficulties of cohabitation between cities and countryside, because a lot of people, when they got retired, move to the countryside, and they don't always get used to everything they find. But of course, there are lots of cliches to hear in this story. The crowing rooster is quite a symbol for French. And this dispute shows we don't always have the same vision about it, and the French don't have the same vision, and it questions our vision of rurality, what's natural, what we should do to adapt ourselves. And when we listen to the owner of the rooster, there's like a gap between towns and countryside. She talks about people living in town like if they were from another planet. So it really underlines some cliches both sides can have about countryside's customs and town's customs.
Indeed. I mean, there are an incredible number of cocks here, aren't there, in France? And yeah, there have been similar cases like this. You know, I've got a noisy neighbour myself who's just moved in the last 2 weeks. But there haven't really been any case which has been as emotive as this one, has there?
Well, there was another trial before, and I guess it's not the same, but it's not going to be the last one too. There were court cases for example, bells, toads. At the end of 2017, a couple from Dordogne was condemned to reseal a pond after the neighbors made a formal complaint because the frogs were too noisy. And in the Lens region, the Court of Dax will rule on the case of ducks and geese accused of cackling too loudly. It will be next month.
Wow, a very particular French problem, but one which resonates no doubt across Europe. Guillaume Petit, thanks for joining me on that story.